Hello, y'all. Welcome to Friday
The 13th?
I almost said that. Friday, June 30th, our edition today of DVTV and Space. You'll have to forgive me. I have a mouthful of popsicle.
And I think Tammy's been drinking. I don't know why, but I'm just saying. I think she's
Tammy
been drinking
needs
today.
to have been drinking, but has not yet. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. We got a lot of stuff going on today. We got Israel down here as usual.
Hi, everybody.
Although he's been gallivanting, he's finally back home. And we got Brandy down here, Brandy Amara Sky, and I'm Tammy Nash. Today we've got a couple of very special guests with us. It's Michael Dutzer and Rob Mansman.
You are right.
Mansman here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they are Mad Angel Entertainment, right?
Correct.
Mad Angel Entertainment, and they produce the Mr. Gay America contest, which is here this weekend.
By the way, I love the pocket.
I was going to say that too. I'm very jealous of this
thanks.
shirt.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's got a penguin and butterflies, and I love it.
Yeah,
Nice.
If it has
So-
a pocket, it means I'm dressing up. So.
All right.
So we have a story. We have an interview with them and a story about the pageant itself and some of the contest. I don't know if you call it a pageant. If it's men,
It's a
right?
pageant.
It's a pageant.
Yeah.
Okay. And some of the history by our very own Brandy Amara Sky, award-winning writer there. So I'm going to let Brandy, because she knows these guys, she knows the pageant system. So I'm going to let her kind of lead the discussion here. Okay, go for it.
Thank you, Tammy. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. You can move the microphone up too if you want to, so it won't
I was
be
like
so
me.
far away.
I was like, what?
No. Yeah.
I'm super excited to have these guys here. I fell in love with them when I met them. I judged with Michael. Was it?
No, me.
In
Miss-
Arkansas.
Yeah, Miss Gay, Arkansas.
And then I judged with you here in Dallas in the Rose Room.
Yes.
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 I
right.
judged
I
with
totally
you
forgot.
in the Rose Room. So I met them, fell in love with them. They bought Miss Gay America in 2016.
February
Correct.
2016.
And I'm going to go ahead and let them tell you a little bit about their history and how they got into America and the system and what's going on this weekend, because it's exciting.
Ooh, very exciting.
I'll let Michael start.
Well, it all started a couple years ago. I kind of was afraid of drag queens for the longest time. It's kind of a funny story.
It's funny he's
but-
bringing that up. I didn't think I was totally going to bring that up.
I'm still afraid of drag queens.
I'm still afraid of
When
drag
she's in
queens.
drag, I'm afraid of Brandy.
The funny thing is,
I went on a blind date with a drag queen, and nasty person, and it didn't work out well, and it just got really ugly.
when we first met, I wanted to go to drag shows, and he would not go with me for years. I'm not even kidding. And then so here we are. It's like
yeah, but
completely.
we started going to shows, and I got into drag, and I had some friends help me, and I kind of fell in love with the art. I loved entertaining and going out there and making people laugh, and I'm kind of big and awkward anyway.
So when you say you, I'm sorry, go ahead. Well, when you say you got into drag, that means you were actually in drag, like the
Yep.
drag queen on stage.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Big hair, big boobs, big everything.
What was your stage name?
Lucy Starr.
Ooh,
Great
fancy.
name.
Performed in Baltimore. a
She's
lot.
very pageant already. Lucy
Right,
Starr.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we started supporting some friends that were in Miss Gay America, and we went to the national pageant to support them, and we fell in love with pageantry. And I already fell in love with the art form. So when we had the opportunity to buy the national pageant, we took advantage of it. We wanted to continue to grow the form of art that drag is, and we kind of dive in really hard when we go into something. So that's what we did, and we made a commitment to ourselves to really amp up Miss Gay America, and
y'all have totally done that, and
Yeah. And it's only
they've
been a
taken,
year.
and it's only been a year. Like that's what's most impressive is that these guys in less than 365 days have really created a fresh new image and brand for the pageant, and they're also bringing back something that I think is absolutely amazing. A lot of people know drag queens, some are familiar with drag kings, but when you get into the more non-traditional, the subcultures of drag stuff that I do, female drag queens and faux kings, or what they're calling male entertainers, misters, it kind of gets a little you don't know as much about them. And so I'm super excited because they are bringing to Dallas Mr. Gay America, which is the original contest for male entertainers. So can you tell us a little bit about that and the history?
yeah. Well,
When we first bought Miss Gay America back in February 2016, one of the first things that we talked about was actually Mr. Gay America, believe it or not. Like Michael said, we dive in. When we dive in, we do it big. And interestingly enough, Asia O'Hara was the reigning queen at the time, and she brought it up to us as well as wanting to kind of bring it back. And so we kind of had that in the back of our heads the entire year, but we wanted to make sure that we put 125% into the actual, female pageant first
through our first national contest,
and then see if we could. I mean, honestly, to see if we could handle it. I mean, it was huge. I mean, we always take on big things, but we didn't want to, for lack of a better word, half-ass do anything.
So I have a question, and I'm not sure if it's a dumb question, but is Mr. Gay America males or gay males performing, or is it a drag thing as well?
Gay males performing.
Okay,
and it started years ago.
As boys,
Men.
as men.
It started years ago, and it kind of joined with Miss Gay America, and they had a bond, a family bond that they shared. And in 2009, the pageant ceased for a while, and we had an opportunity to bring it back. But like we said, we wanted to get through our first national pageant before taking another step. It was, we didn't want to dive into too much the first year. And literally the day after Susie Wong was crowned, Asia picked up the phone and called her. I said, "Girl, give me a week."
We all know Asia. That's very Asia.
Yeah.
Well, it's very true.
Literally from that moment on, it was like 100% full on. We started a marketing plan. We knew January 1st we were going to put a teaser out there, and as soon as we slipped that teaser onto Facebook, it went wild. Like, people just went crazy. And we loved
people didn't know our intentions at first. And one of the really cool things about the America system and drag in general, I think, is the family bond. And we got a really, really super cool, nice phone call from John Beebe, who's one of the formers himself, and he said that he's been waiting to kind of give up everything that he has, that he had the rights to, so to speak, to somebody that he knew that could really take it on again. And that meant so much to us. I mean, to have people that he could have given it to, in the past, and people had asked for it. But for him to see that, our passion was really there, and to actually tell us that was meant so much. Yeah.
And as soon as they announced it, so the amazing thing is I think that a lot of male entertainers were waiting, for this to happen, because it was one of the originals. What year did it started off as All American?
Yes,
Mr. Gay All American. And what year did that start?
Oh my.
Oh, this is a quiz question, isn't it?
Oh, it's a quiz.
I'm going to fail at this.
It's on page, I believe the answer is on page 8 of the Dallas Voice in my interview. But I think it's 1983, if I remember.
I believe so.
I believe it's 1983.
Ron East was the first in 1983.
And so the community has been waiting, for them to bring this contest back. And I think it's really amazing the response that the community gave you when you announced it. So tell us about how you got to these 10 contestants that you have competing on Sunday night.
Well, as you know, with Miss Gay America, we have preliminaries that people qualify for from coast to coast. And actually, Susie's at a preliminary tonight back in Hagerstown, Maryland. We didn't have that opportunity because we have no promoters for the Mr. Gay America contest right now. So what we decided to do was we wanted to create a final night experience, and we're going to open up an application, and the first 10 people that applied would be our contestants. And so we kind of put the word out there, the date that we were going to open up registration, and we're hoping that we would have some names from other pageant systems and some different types of talent, maybe some new names come in, and that's kind of what happened. And initially we had 11 people, because the way the system cut it off, it let 2 people in at one time at the end.
So within minutes, the 10 had,
yeah.
I mean, it was closed within minutes, and that was
great.
Super amazing.
And it's all really, I mean, if the guys are all very talented people.
Yes, they are.
The talent in that room on Sunday is going to be
insane,
phenomenal.
Let me get you guys to tell us the details here on the show: where, when, why, how. Well, we're talking about why and how, but before we run out of time, tell us the details on the show.
It's going to be at the Rose Room, Sunday, July 2nd. There is a VIP party that starts at 7:30, And then the doors open at 9 o'clock and the show starts at 10.
Okay.
So.
Now, is there a fee at the door to get in, or?
Yes. Tickets are available online right now until tomorrow afternoon at mgatickets.com. And then tickets will be on sale at the door. I believe tickets start at $30 for general admission. And then there's seating options as well for.
Cool. Okay.
For more.
Let's get that in there before we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it's really important. This is such a big deal that Dallas is hosting this pageant, and I'm super excited that you decided to have it here. I think this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for the community to see this form of drag and introduce them. So what are you looking forward to the most on Sunday night?
Oh, that's
a
hard.
hard one.
Well, Asia's always full of surprises, and Asia's kind of produced the show, so I'm really excited to see the show.
The whole show is going to be
Wow.
one big surprise.
Well, every time
Yes.
we would ask her, "What are you doing?" "Oh, you'll see. You don't need to know."
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
It's always a surprise, but we love that. And then just to see what the guys bring. I mean, they're all talented people, and I have no idea what any of them are doing. So it's going to be a great contest.
And in America, you know, we don't announce our judges. I think most people know that. And the judges panel, the history from one or two people on there, the formers. I mean, the judges panel is just going to have people's mouths drop by itself.
Right.
And you know, the contestants have won national pageants themselves for the most part. I mean, it's going to be tearful. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be amazing.
And then we also,
Yeah.
I like you.
different from other pageants too. We aside from like Continental has tuxedos and USFA has swimwear and stuff. We or not swimwear but clubwear. We went with a red carpet fashion, so it kind of gives you a broader
Okay. More
opportunity,
creativity.
right?
Okay. Cool. Well, we're running out of time here on this first segment. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you
for coming in to talk
Thanks
to us.
for
We're all
having us.
very
Thank you so much.
excited. And
And Brandy, this was written
she is very good, isn't
spectacularly.
she?
Oh my
It's
God,
quite
it
good.
was
She can read and
brilliantly
write, you know.
Brilliantly written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to go to a break, but again, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
with the pageant.
Thank you so
and
very
look,
much.
Yeah.
one thing real quick. You said didn't have time for preliminaries. Is that something people need to be looking for in the year to come?
Well,
Yes.
right after Sunday, we will open up preliminary opportunities for people who want to
Okay.
be promoters for the system. So those
Okay.
opportunities
That's
will
great.
be there.
That's
Yep.
great. All right. Well,
Nice.
thank you again, Michael and
Thank
Rob.
you.
We
Yep.
appreciate you being here for us. And
Thank
Thank you so much.
have fun on
Awesome.
Sunday night.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
I was gonna let Brandy wrap up, but she just gave me this look like what?
So she's like, why are you pointing it at me?
Get that out of my face. So we'll be back. We're gonna watch in our first break. We're gonna have the pet of the month. Y'all be sure and watch for Simba.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm Maddie with the SPCA of Texas, and we're doing our Pet of the Month. And this is Simba. He is a 2-year-old domestic short hair mix. He came to us when he was transferred in from another shelter last July. So he's been here for almost about a year. And I know it's hard to believe because he's so sweet, he's so loving, and all he wants is just to be petted and be around people. He loves to eat. I had to pull his food away because he just wanted to eat this whole time, and I want him to show off a little bit, but he's just sweet, laid back. He likes to play a little bit, but for the most part, he just wants to be lazy and get chin scratches and ear scratches. He's just an all-around good boy. He is positive for FIV, which is a transmittable disease, so he will need to be the only cat in the home, but it's easily managed, and so he can still live a very long and happy life. As you can see, yeah, he just wants to be loved on.
And the photo comes with him.
Oh yes, and this painting was done by a volunteer of him, and it'll actually go home with his adopter so they can hang it up on their wall. And he's already been neutered, microchipped, up to date on all of his vaccinations, so he's just ready to go.
Okay, and how does somebody contact you about him or any of the others?
He is available for adoption at the Jan Reese Jones Animal Care Center in West Dallas. And if you want to adopt him, you can come meet him there, or you can call our number 214-742-7722 or visit spca.org.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. I hope you all stayed around and watched our Pet of the Week, or Pet of the Month. We have Pet of the Week in the paper.
Simba.
But we had Pet of the Month. Y'all saw Simba. And I don't know if you noticed in the video, you guys didn't because you didn't hear. Simba has FIV, which is the feline version of AIDS. It's feline immunodeficiency virus. But the thing is that they were telling me about this is that that's only transmittable from one cat to another cat. And it's, a body fluid kind of thing. But that's why you have to have just a single cat household to have these FIV kitties. But other than that, everything's great. They're just like any other wonderful cat.
Right.
And don't be afraid to. There's a bunch of them there because in the wild, I guess it happens. They fight or whatever. But don't be afraid to adopt them. They're great cats. Simba's beautiful. There's another cat. It's called Itty Bitty. And he's not
I was
itty
going to
bitty.
say, is he huge? Because that would be great if he's like
he
huge.
was in the cage right below Simba, and he also has FIV. He's in our paper this week. You can look at him there. Flip it over the other side.
Oh yes, on page 7 of the Dallas Boys.
He's also a sweetie, but they need love too. And throughout the summer, I think it's through September 3rd, I think is the date, you can adopt any pet other than the tiny mammals like the rats or the
Guinea pigs.
Those nasty things.
All animals are precious.
Until they
Tammy.
bite you and make your hand bleed.
I take it Tammy's gotten bit before.
By a guinea pig. Yes. We had a hamster named Jack Black, and he was great. Anyway, but other than the small animals and the large livestock, they have horses. You can get horses through SPCA. But other than the small animals and the livestock, you can get any pet adopted for $25 over the summer.
They need homes. That's awesome.
Also, on my Facebook, I don't have it here, but they have, a pit bull mix named Betsy, who was so beautiful. She's kind of thin.
Yeah.
She's missing one eye and one ear, but she had her teddy
She looked
bear.
almost like a bulldog too.
Kind of a bulldog, pit bull
mix. Yeah.
Just sweet. She doesn't like cameras a lot, but she loved her teddy bear, and they say she just loves being loved on and everything. They just got a lot of wonderful animals. You have to go see them.
For $25.
$25. Yeah. Okay,
really
so
sweet.
we're going to talk real quick. You've got the gay agenda open there. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on this week. Obviously, the Mr. Gay America pageant is Sunday at the Roundup. No, not the Roundup. I'm sorry.
The Rose
Room. Also on Sunday? No, Saturday. At BJ's In Excess over on Fitzhugh, there's the Mr. Charity America and Miss Charity America are hosting a show called Boom Goes the Dynamite. It's a special July 4th kind of show.
That's always fun.
Raises money for Rhonda May's Wall of Food, Tucker's Gift, and the Texas Red Ribbon Wish Network. So that's on. The Dallas Museum of Art is trying to set the Guinness World Record for the largest gathering of people dressed as Frida Kahlo.
I just saw that. That looks so cool.
That does look so cool. So that's July 6th.
I think that's Thursday.
Start painting in between your
At
eyebrows.
7:30. Wow.
Yes.
We should totally do that, Israel.
Yeah, just paint it in right here.
Yeah.
Next week, I think y'all should go and take pictures. We'll have it on the show. Okay.
That would be fun.
With video, we could have video of you guys doing that.
Yeah.
Next weekend at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Dallas near the Galleria is the Beyond Vanilla Workshop. That's our local leather folks put that on. It's an informative educational event. There's a lady named Judy Tallwing McCarthy who's coming in. I met her many years ago. She's very interesting. It's going to be a great weekend, educational and informative.
Beyond Vanilla.
Beyond Vanilla. There's a lot of other things going on. July 14th, the Voyeurotic Carnival, a night of circus and burlesque over at Viva's on Manufacturing Street.
Wait, what? Where's that?
It's a really cool
right
space.
here.
Yeah. It's a really cool space.
They do really interesting burlesque shows over there. There's a lot of stuff going on. So get the paper.
Shannon, did you hear that?
Get the paper. Check out the agenda.
You might enjoy that, Shannon. Burlesque show.
Shannon, do you like burlesque?
Does Shannon do burlesque? Only under his name, Nathan.
Yeah.
Y'all look on page
6
6 and 7.
and 7 of this week's Dallas Voice.
That's the gay agenda. Look in the back of the paper for the arts and entertainment calendar back in the lifestyle section. All right. Now let's get down to the important information, politically speaking, activist speaking. First of all, let's say hi to Lori Birch. Lori is an attorney here in Dallas. Say hi to her. She's not here. She's an attorney in Dallas, been around for a while. She kind of specialized in LGBT family issues, and she's going to be running for Congress. Seat's currently held by a Republican named Sam Johnson. He's not running again, so it's an open seat. And she is going to be running as a Democrat. She's going to be in the Democratic primary. So read the story in the paper about Lori and see what she has to say. Also, is it Pete Sessions' seat? And I can't remember the district number on that. We have a trans woman named Danny Pellet who's running for Congress in that seat. She's in the Democratic primary. She is extremely sharp and would make an outstanding, just like Lori would make an outstanding congressperson. So y'all look those up online, find their websites, read about what they believe and what they stand for, and support them if you can. Wanted to say those things, and now I want to talk about the big thing. And this makes me mad. It's going to make me get sweaty over here because I get mad. So it might take up a lot of space in our discussion, but it's today, just today, the Texas Supreme Court issued a decision in a case out of Houston that same-sex couples, legally married same-sex couples, do not have the right to equal marriage benefits. That basically means that they're saying, yeah, well, you can say you're married and you can get a license and all that stuff, but we don't have to recognize you as married. We don't have to give you insurance. We don't have to give you visitation when your partner.
So I thought that was just for city officials, for city government worker, or is that for overall? Is it?
At this point, it's kind of iffy, simply because this is on a case out of Houston, and here's the thing: it dates back to 2013, before the marriage equality decision.
Okay.
Anise Parker, who is a lesbian, was mayor of Houston, and Houston government decided to start giving the same-sex partners of their employees benefits, the same as they would the spouses of the opposite-sex spouses. And obviously, there were jurisdictions where people could get legally married by that time. You go get legally married, you come back here, you're not recognized in Texas, but that's your partner, and we are going to recognize that and give you the benefits that a legally recognized spouse would get. So they did that, and then these right-wing guys said, that ain't right. Well, you can't do that. We didn't say you could do that. We're gonna sue you. This was right before they managed to vote down the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance over the transgender bathroom. That's where all the transgender bathroom stuff kind of got started. Well, maybe not, but that was part of it. So they filed suit, okay? And then the Texas Supreme Court said, no, we're not even going to hear the case. That was their original thing, was we're not going to hear the case. But then our glorious leaders in Austin, Dan Patrick, Greg Abbott, Ken Paxton, they filed what you call an amicus brief and urged them to reconsider and to hear this case. And this is what I was told. I don't have any source on this but basically they were saying, either you do this for us and hear this case, or we're going to find people to run against you in the next election, because our judges are elected, not appointed. So they heard the case, and now they've issued this ruling, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
So what does that mean? So right now, even though you're married, you're a married same-sex couple, it's completely legal in the entire nation. They're saying, well, but when it comes down to the certain benefits that certain companies have to give, they can discriminate against you if they
don't
want
have to give those. They can still do it. But the city of Houston, they're saying they don't necessarily get the same rights as the opposite sex couples. So like the city of Houston, if they chose, could quit giving benefits to legal spouses. Companies here in Texas could quit giving benefits to legal spouses based on this. It directly refers to Houston, but other jurisdictions will use that as precedent, saying, well, if you go to the court, they're going to say this. Mm-hmm. So
I just don't understand how that's possible when the Supreme Court already ruled in favor of. I get states' rights and I get all of that, but this seems to completely contradict what is happening on on.
Well, if you remember, right before marriage equality, right after marriage equality passed, Texas was one of the ones that were still fighting, saying, well, we don't have to do what they say.
Yeah.
And now this is their way of still having something to say, we're Texas, we don't have to follow these rules. Well, now we have to? Okay, well, we're not going to do these things. How do you like that? That's what it seems like is happening.
It's exactly what it is. And here's the thing. As the U.S. Supreme Court stands right now, if this case were, and the plaintiffs, the city of Houston, and the people who are plaintiffs, or not plaintiffs, but defendants in this, can appeal. And the normal course is you go to an appellate court, and for us it would be the Fifth Circuit, which tends to run conservative. Mm-hmm. And then you can appeal from there. Either side can appeal from there to the U.S. Supreme Court. And I think there's some, I'm not, a constitutional lawyer or anything like that, but, you can appeal directly to the Supreme Court. And as our court stands now, we would probably still win. They would say, no, your ruling violates the Obergefell ruling. It violates a ruling handed down Monday. It was Pavan, and I don't remember the rest of it, but it was out of Arkansas, because Arkansas was refusing to put same-sex couples' names on birth certificates as parents. And the U.S. court, the Supreme Court just ruled Monday, saying, no, you have to do what the Obergefell tells you. They get these rights. And the Texas court is completely misconstruing Obergefell.
Well, because they're getting into our bedroom, and it's like, who are you to be in our bedroom?
They've been in
it's
our
like,
bedroom.
Wouldn't it be so much easier and simpler if you just stayed out of our houses and then take care of everything else? But don't be so judgmental with our relationships.
Hold on to your anger. We got to go to break, and we will be back, okay? And I'm mad. I think
we'll
y'all are
continue
mad.
this discussion.
We're going to talk some more. Come back now, y'all.
Yeah.
In the old days, when you wanted a home or auto insurance quote, you called an insurance agency and they would give you a quote from the company they represented. But when you call the Stephen Graves Insurance Agency, Stephen gets quotes from all the companies he represents, bringing you the best coverage at the best possible price. For home or auto,
call 877-599-0808. Stephen Graves Insurance.
Steal that from you.
Okay, we're back. A little discussion in there in the meantime.
Back to anger.
Back to anger. Yeah.
Yes. Off of liquor and onto anger. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm processing and I'm thinking, and I was processing when I saw it. So does that mean that, my wife and I were married? We're legally married here in Dallas. We got legally married here in Dallas. So
Did you get legally married here in Dallas?
We got legally married here, and I had to say that because we waited. We wanted to wait until marriage was legal in Texas because we're Texans. We wanted to get married here. It was important.
That's what my partner tells me.
And so, for people who are queer and are from Dallas, it's important. And for those people who are like, well, you just don't like it, leave Texas. Well, guess what? I'm a Texan. I'm born and raised in Texas.
I don't like you. Why don't you leave Texas?
I don't like you.
Why do we have to leave?
Yeah. So my question is if I'm on her health insurance, say at a bar, obviously she works for the community, but if she worked for at a random bar in Dallas, does that mean that they wouldn't have to give me
Correct.
They could say that she doesn't get to be on your insurance because that's a benefit of a spouse, and because you're a same-sex couple.
I just don't understand how how they can legally get away with that when the Supreme Court ruled.
And because that just passed, does that mean that if S4, let's just say, changed ownership, S4 could then say, oh, by the way, because you're a same-sex couple,
right,
we're just going to give our employee that benefit and none to the quote spouse because we don't believe in same-sex, whatever. Right. They can do that now.
Yeah.
So clear own.
No,
well, yeah.
You have to understand. They're going to appeal this ruling. The defendants, Houston, will appeal this ruling. I hope. I'm saying this. I haven't spoken to Houston.
I would think so because
Houston,
if
we have a problem.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. I mean, because if we feel this way, I'm sure there are people over there that
I'm sure they're livid. I'm sure they're livid.
Oh, absolutely. Lambda Legal has already issued. Which y'all know, Lambda Legal is an organization that provides legal assistance on LGBT issues. Lambda Legal has already issued a statement saying this is ridiculous, and you obviously did not read Obergefell. You did not read Pavan, the Monday ruling, and yeah, we're going to stand here. We're going to help Houston appeal this. We're working with Houston to do this. And of course, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Just saying that name might make my blood pressure go up.
Do you need a drink, Tammy?
I might need one. But
would you like some mineral water?
They may ask if knowing we're going to. I was hoping there was liquor in there, but that's right. They're going to. Oh, girl, that's back. I didn't like it was here before.
Put some Jolly Ranchers in it.
The 90s are back.
And they want their liquor back.
Sorry.
What was I saying? They're going to appeal this. And when usually, in my understanding of the way this works, usually when something's appealed, the first thing they do is ask that the court stay this decision, which means, okay, we've said this is the way it's going to be, but we're going to hold on and we're not going to enforce that until it goes through the whole process. And they do that to just avoid confusion, things going back and forth. This is legal, it's not legal, it's legal, it's not legal, you can do it, you can't do it, as things make their way through the court. So a lot of times decisions are stayed by the court. I don't know if they will, but it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but it could. But, we're pretty sure that like I said, as things stand now, if it goes to the Supreme Court, the Fifth Circuit might rule with Texas. Pretty sure the Supreme Court would say, no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Pull your head out of your ass. Because they write that in decisions a lot. Pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah. I've seen that in the fine print.
I have too, yeah.
Now, let's just say worst case scenario, we'll just take my example and do S4 and Candace, and she works for S4. There's a change of management or ownership, and then they decide, okay, you're not going to be on and get all the benefits, because of her working with us. At that point, could Brandy sue and say, well, if you do that, it's going to cause financial harm to us because of this setup that we already have, and then that would already ruin it for now, that they say, oh, we can already see this domino effect, so we should not do this? I mean, is that possible?
Sure, I think that's. I mean, I've said that if they pass a bathroom bill, the first thing I'm going to do if somebody accosts me in a bathroom because there's a man in the bathroom, I get that a lot. I'm going to sue the state because you put me in this position. But yeah, I would imagine that anybody who had a problem because of this, you had benefits through your wife's work.
Yeah, because what if you're in the middle of doing some type of appointments or a series of doctor's appointments to help get something fixed, and then you're in the middle of it and you can't miss the next appointment, but now you're cut off.
Yeah.
Well, even if you're not in the middle of it, you're relying on this insurance, and all of a sudden they come back and say, oh, you can't have this insurance, and then you're without, and then the next day you're diagnosed with,
Wouldn't it just be so easy just to leave it as is and just leave it alone?
But that would be like saying the gay people are really okay, and
that
we're going to let them.
People.
Exactly.
I know. We're just like everybody else.
Wow. The gay people, the homos, they really, they deserve to be treated well. We can't do that.
No.
Here's the thing. It's there's two things that I see. First of all, I keep saying if it goes to the Supreme Court, as the court is now, who's in the White House?
Exactly.
Who gets to appoint Supreme Court justices? All it would take is one or two, and we're going to lose. We've already got Gorsuch on there, and he's not on our side.
No, he's not.
And then there's one of the.
He's another Scalia, right?
Pretty much.
Just.
And I think it's Kennedy, one of the judges, one of the progressive justices on the court has been talking about possibly retiring. And that would be a bad thing because that's going to tip the court. Even if the court doesn't tip, we've got this case that's here, this precedent that has been set, and until it's overturned, people can make decisions based on it. And it's not about whether somebody says, it's not going to stand. It's going to go to the Supreme Court, and they're going to throw it out. They're going to say no. But how long is that going to take?
Right. People are still going to have to live with the consequences
how much
of
damage can be done in the meantime.
Well, I think that because, of the orange guy being president, I think that it's kind of hip. It's kind of hip to be racist now. It's kind of cool to hate.
It really is, though.
And
it really is.
And I think I have a solution. Well, this is what needs to happen.
Oh, here we go.
To
Airlines.
get him.
I'm ready.
No? Okay.
What's the disclaimer? Tammy's
Israel
opinions.
Luna. Yeah,
No, she just said shotguns.
Oh, Tammy's her opinion does not
reflect the opinion of the Dallas Voice.
Or of Brandy or Israel.
Does. Israel's opinion does not reflect the opinion of the Dallas Voice.
Right. Well, what I was going to say is...
Nor Brandy's probably does. Go ahead, Israel.
Is that what needs to happen is... Okay, he doesn't like his job. He loves the campaign trail. He loves having one microphone where he speaks and people cheer and there's no feedback. There's no anything. It's just him spouting stuff off. He hates it when he goes to the White House. He just likes the campaign trail. What needs to happen now is, because it's obvious he hates his job, is for a network to come to him and say, you're only getting paid this much money being the president, and we know you hate it. How about we offer you so-and-so $1 million to come back to The Apprentice or your brand new show? It's going to be a reality show. You're going to be the star. We're going to pay you this much money. He will quit.
All you have to do is step down from office.
Yeah, he would quit.
Yeah,
I can guarantee you. So please, ABC, NBC, CBS, Netflix, anything, give him his own show, and he will quit like that because he does not like what he's doing.
And then they can cancel the show?
I would kind of watch it just to see.
Of
his
course you
idiot
would.
stuff.
Of course you would.
Just maybe the first episode.
He'd let him film it here.
But what I'm saying is, when that happens, he's no longer president, and then everything will start going in the direction that it was before he became president.
Okay, just think about this. You did, ABC goes and y'all get him to step down to have his own reality show and be a big star, and be a celebrity where he can grab people again, right?
Yes.
All right. Because apparently, you just talk about it when you're president. You don't do it.
Right.
But then who gets to be president?
Yeah, that's true. Now, the thing about that it doesn't make it as scary is because Mike Pence is more of a follower. He's just sort of kind of there.
He's very right-wing.
Yeah, but we all know
is.
Dick Cheney, George Bush was an idiot. But when you have somebody like Dick Cheney or somebody behind your idiocy, like that makes you a little bit more like, I would be afraid of Mike Pence as well. Because I feel like he's more conservative. Like, he knows the system more than Donald. He believes. Yeah, like, he really, hardcore believes that
Donald Trump's going to say whatever he has to say to get the applause, like you said.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Pence is a true believer, and those are the frightening people.
Those are the scary people.
That's true. That's true. But would he be worse than Trump? I mean...
how? Where's how? I mean, there's this worse, there's this worse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it could be comparable. I think it would be just as bad.
Yeah. I just think it wouldn't be as because I understand, Lord Jesus is Mike Pence, because they make fun of him all the time on late night. But I really do think that he can be swayed easier where he doesn't have that alpha male, in your face kind of thing. It would be quieter and it would go away. He's still going to preach out crazy stuff.
He might not put us in a nuclear war with Korea or North Korea.
Yeah.
He might not do that. He has a little bit better understanding about how politics work and what it means. And I don't think he would be on Twitter talking about people bleeding from their facelips.
Right.
But
he's
I think
a little more submissive.
But I think on social issues, that would be the nail in the. I think he would be more frightening because he really has it in for
us.
For us and
others.
And that's because he's a silver fox, and maybe he has those tendencies.
Of course, everybody's gay.
Exactly. It's only the people that are against us that I think are gay, because that's why they're against us, because it takes the spotlight off of them. Straight guys don't care. Shannon doesn't care. Shannon comes to my naked pool parties. Because he doesn't care. He's confident in his sexuality.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mike
and you're
Pence
right.
is
And
the opposite.
scientifically, they have said that the biggest homophobes are usually the closeted homosexuals. You know,
So what does that say about Abbott?
Exactly.
the people have been saying that about Abbott and about Rick Perry for
Perry,
years.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you
Perry
can see it in
yeah,
Perry.
Perry is total closet case.
Yeah.
Yeah?
When he
Closet
talks-
queen. Yeah, hands down.
Look at his hands.
Yeah. Perry
The
is
opinions
closet queen.
expressed by these people on the show.
Well, but this is how I say it, especially like with Robert Jeffress. He's very straight. I said he's straight, right? He's very butch and straight. He is not gay. Anytime I say his name, I have to say he's not gay because he's not gay.
Oh, it's beeping. We have to go to break. We'll be back in a minute. Come back and listen to us argue some more.
You know, Richard Curtin's character in my zombie.
All right, we're going to see if Israel is finished wiping up the moon
Yes.
pie crumbs there.
Yes, it was delicious.
Was it?
I've never had so
Never
much
like-
fun eating pie.
I have never been a moon pie fan, but you know, each his own. I don't eat hot dogs either. So,
Gotcha.
Veggie dogs.
Oh.
veggie dogs.
Veggie dogs. Veggie dogs are really.
Now,
good.
are you a vegetarian?
Yes. Yes.
Now, vegetarian. Are you still on your vegan cleanse?
No,
thing?
that starts on Monday.
okay.
I'm
sorry.
starting. Yeah, I'm totally detoxing from coffee, alcohol, and I'm not eating cheese. So
Okay.
that's gonna go for 3 weeks.
So, but that starts Monday.
That starts Monday.
So, like by Friday.
Yeah, next week on
Ooh,
your
so
show.
you'll be ready for my summer show with that swimsuit.
with some attitude.
Yeah. Oh, right.
With no coffee and no alcohol for a
Oh
week.
my God.
I
Yeah.
might have to bring one of those bubble wrap suits.
Exactly.
Good idea.
Ooh.
You might want to sit over there.
Yeah.
Next week.
Oh my
No,
God.
we'll make Brad sit by her next week.
Right. So just out of curiosity, why are you doing it?
Well, because I'm going to get ready to turn 40. I'll be 40 in December. And so I wanted to why are you laughing at me?
40.
I'm going to be, but I just thought it was a good time to kind of put my body back in balance and check and kind of center myself before, 40 comes.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And this is really in what I expected to talk about, but why are you vegetarian? Are you a vegetarian?
Animals.
Okay, because
Animals.
like animal rights kind of?
Animal rights, but also
What about plant rights?
I really believe
Do you
that
hear the
some people
broccoli screaming?
I really do believe that some people are born vegetarians and
Okay.
and omnivores and carnivores. And I was born a vegetarian because when
Okay.
my parents tried to introduce meat, like in my carrots and stuff, my mom said I would spit it out. So like I was never meant to eat meat, and so like they tried to get me to eat meat, and I just wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't do it. So they finally had to stop, and they found ways to reintroduce it. But I think if we weren't socially conditioned to eat meat, I would have been I was a vegetarian since birth. So I really feel that some people are born vegetarians. I was born vegetarian.
Okay.
My wife was born pescatarian. Like she loves vegetables, not a whole lot of meat, but she loves seafood. So like that for me, it's just my natural body chemistry. So
And that makes sense.
Huh. See, that's really interesting because
Animal Kingdom.
I did a raw vegan diet for 30 days for the Dallas Voice.
Yes, I remember.
And I've incorporated a lot of the stuff that I learned from those 30 days even to now. And one of the things that I discovered was I am a carnivore. I have to eat meat. And so
Right.
it's interesting that to get your take on it, that
Yeah.
maybe not everybody's like that.
not everybody's like that, and that's why I'm not gonna force my beliefs onto somebody else, because I really believe we're born gay, we're born brown, we're born
I chose to be gay.
and you chose to be a black woman as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
But so I don't think you choose that. So I think it's just social conditioning, American diet, all that. You know, you have to drink milk and all that.
Bleh.
Yeah.
I don't like milk.
I'm not milk. Yeah.
Bleh.
So yeah, there you go. A little bit about what I'm doing.
That's cool. That's cool. I think I could never be a vegetarian. I have to have
It
bacon
doesn't make
and
sense for some.
burgers and some,
Yeah.
things like I can't imagine being a vegetarian. Now my partner every so often goes vegetarian simply
Candace will do
because
that too.
because it she starts having digestive issues or stomach stress and things like that really wear on it. So you get to, I'm not going to drink coffee anymore, and I'm going to eat vegetarian
Right.
for a while to get everything back in.
That's
in line.
that's kind of what I'm doing. Just for 3 weeks, just kind of getting everything back before.
Okay, that's cool. When is your birthday?
December 27th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we got a long time to
Long
plan.
time. 40,
Okay.
Big 40.
That's a big party, man.
Yep. I'm loving
So-
my 40s, by the way.
Are you?
40s are awesome.
Yeah, I kind of felt, I was so worried about turning 30, but then I turned 30 and my 30s have been so fucking phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can't even imagine my 40s being any better, but
There
from,
probably will be.
yeah.
And I kind of get where you're coming from, because I know when I was approaching 45 in April, I thought, you know what, I want to continue working out and staying fit, because
Yeah.
when I was a little kid, I thought after 30, you're
So
done.
did I. I was like, yeah,
You're done.
30
I really
was like
did.
80. Yeah.
You're not gonna
Never
like
trust
music
anybody
anymore.
over 30.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not gonna like TV anymore. You're
You're
not
gonna
gonna
sit
like pop
You're gonna be
home
culture.
and have
Exactly.
dentures
No,
and
exactly. No more sex. No more anything.
Yep, no more rhinestones, no more glitter. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I was raised. So,
So,
yeah.
well, my 50s can suck it.
She's so positive
She
today.
is.
You make me look forward. You make me look forward to my.
How many years do you have until you are in your 50s?
I'm 45.
Oh, you're 45. Oh, you
Yeah.
got 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 4 years till I hit 60. No, actually less than 4 years. I'll be 57 this year.
See, I would have
So-
never thought that.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we all look younger than what we are.
Wait, Chaselyn taught me this face. See,
What
no
is that?
wrinkles,
What is that?
no
Don't do
wrinkles.
that face. You kind of look like you have diarrhea. It's like, sitting there like- that's one of the things as you get older, you can say shit. I'm paying attention to that crazy old bitch. She's 57.
Just out of curiosity, how old are you, Shannon?
I'm going to say 33.
I'm gonna say you're probably around my age, like 35.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he's got a picture in the attic too. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
No, you're going to be 40. Oh, you just
Yeah,
said 30.
yeah.
You're around my age, 35. I'm then 40. Okay.
Yeah, no,
All
I'm
right.
39 right now.
Well, here we've talked about vegetarianism for almost the whole time, but
Oh,
so
we
let's
have 2
just
minutes
finish.
left.
Let's just finish. Let's finish the day on an upbeat note
Yeah.
instead of.
Well, then I'm wondering, going along those lines, is it Was it strategic in your planning to start doing that now, or like now that summer has just started? Does it have anything to do with it? Pull parties and stuff?
Well, yeah, of course. I
Okay.
mean, I want to get that summer bod. I
Yes.
want to get the summer bod in, but yeah, it's more for my health. And yeah, it's for my health. And I want to look sexy for my wife.
Yeah. Oh, see, she added for my wife.
my wife.
I like that. It was kind of just slipped in there.
Yeah. Yep,
Ooh,
yep.
I'm gonna bring up topics for my next show just for you.
Let me
Give you
okay.
some good
Let me ask y'all a question, real quick. And it's we're in the LGBT community, and so many people, and gay men more so than women, I think. But there's such a that's one of the stereotypes about us is that, or about gay men specifically, is about body image. What do y'all think about that? I mean, do you think that we care more in our community, or do you think that lesbians care less and gay men care too much?
I don't think it's a gay or a lesbian thing. I think it's a man and woman thing.
Okay.
Because when I had my show Don't Panic, it was all about sex and relationships. Excuse me. And I asked everyone what was the first thing that they noticed from someone that attracted them. The two girls that I had on there, it was personality traits, and me and the other male on there, it was all about physicalities.
Yeah, but that's in what you see in someone else.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about what you see in yourself.
Um,
And I think women are far harder on themselves.
I think
they
so
are
too.
And I think that even lesbians are. I think even
Straight,
lesbians
I
are
think,
too.
I think straight women and gay men are far harder on themselves about body image. There are some women,
Yeah.
lesbians, some
Are you
female.
hard on yourself?
I'm not, but I heard something a long time ago and I took it to heart, this was years ago, 15 years ago. A friend of mine said, it's better to work out when you want to than when you have to.
Yeah,
And I was like, ooh, I'm going to remember that.
I like that.
I remember that too. I don't work out anymore.
Tammy is on a roll
Yes,
today.
she's here till Thursday. Try the veal.
Okay, well, our time is up for that last segment. It's beeped at us. We're running over. We're acting like we own the place. So we're going to take a break again, and when we come back, we'll wrap up. Thanks.
Yay. Well, that was a fun little unexpected.
Well, it's interesting that you brought that topic up because...
Be naked, and some people should never. Are we back?
Clothed.
We're back. We have 2 minutes left, and we'll talk about my views on nudity later. But first, we're going to wrap up this week's episode of DVTV in Space. So, Israel,
Yes.
take it away, dude.
Yeah, next weekend we have, a week from today, we have Sanctuary, which is our dance club for young adults and teens, 15 to 20 years old. We reached out to the Resource Center.
Cool.
They are promoting it. Their LGBT group. It's called Youth First,
Yes.
I think. Yeah, so we're good to go with that. And I'm really excited about next weekend.
Don't you have Fuse coming up too?
Yes, I the 21st of July is when we have our next industry mixer, and the theme is going to be luau. So it's going to be
Where's
a
it
big
going to
pool
be
party.
at?
What? Oh, 17th. 17th? 15th. 15th.
I don't know. I just know
Where's
it's
it going to
coming.
be at?
It's going to be in North Dallas. There's an event page set up, and it's on my Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna
And
be
this
in
is
North Dallas.
Israel Luna,
Yes.
owner of
Spayse Studios. If you would like your own show, email us at spacestudios@gmail.com, SPAYSE, just like right there.
Okay.
Hi, Brandy Marsky. Make sure you check out my article in the Dallas Voice on page 8 on Mr. Gay America that is happening this Sunday. And I just want to throw out there, I'm starting a podcast, and my first is going to be released on July 8th. It's called Defy, and it's all about, it's actually on, I'm going to put it out on my anniversary of working for myself. So stay tuned for
Ooh,
that.
nice.
BrandyMarsky.com.
Okay. And what is your topic going to be? What are you going to be talking
It's
about?
just defying the odds, defying yourself. So the whole idea is people who defy like social, internal, all kinds of things. So I'm really excited.
That's very
Yeah,
cool.
you're going to be a guest. Yeah, you don't know
okay.
that, but you
I'll
are.
listen to it. Sounds
And
fun.
I'm Tammy Nash. I'm managing editor for Dallas Voice. Pick up our newest issue. Read about New Mexico. We have gorgeous cover on New Mexico. We have a lot of stuff going on. Brandy's article about Mr. Gay America. We have an interview with Lori Birch, who's running for the 3rd Congressional District. Maybe we'll get Lori on here someday to talk
be
to us.
awesome.
And then
That would
Danny.
be
We need to have Danny
amazing.
on here too. Danny Pellet is also running for Congress. Not in this issue. Get it, read the agenda, and we'll see you next week right here on DVTV in Space. But we're going to build a wall around Brandy, who's going to be going all vegan. So
We'll
no
see
caffeine.
next week.
No caffeine or anything. So y'all come back. We'll see you next week.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.